Hi, welcome to Power Driven Sales Month. My name is Will Terry. I am the owner and operator of the Junker Drag Truck, and I'm also one of the two owners here at Power Driven Diesel. Today I'm here to tell you about the Turbo Tuner. This is a new product that we recently released. This is an in-cab adjustable boost controller. It's got a little knob here. You turn it up or down to increase or decrease the boost pressure. What's nice about this is designed specifically for high boost applications, which means we designed it for the diesel trucks that we love and operate. Diesel trucks cruise under the highway at boost, so an external bleed orifice is not something you want in the cab. It'll be an annoying hiss, especially when you're towing heavy loads where you're cruising with even more boost. You don't want an external bleed. These are internally valved so that there are no external bleeds, yet they still function, allow the wastegate to function correctly, and it's adjustable with this convenient little red knob. Normally the Turbo Tuner sells for $125, but now through the end of the month of April, if you use the coupon code TUNER in your checkout, you will receive this, I believe, for $100. Yes, so it gives you $25 off if you buy between now and April. If you buy this between now and this Sunday at midnight, April 24th, you'll also receive a Power Driven Diesel t-shirt. These come in sizes from large up through XXL, so you can pick a size that fits you. You might even have a couple 3XLs. I know I'm kind of a girthy guy. Some guys like the 3X shirts. But anyway, all these shirts are available between now and Sunday if you buy a Turbo Tuner. Remember, coupon code TUNER. The other neat thing about the Turbo Tuner is because this is a $100 purchase, every $100 you spend this month is an entry into the turbo giveaway we're doing at the end of the month for a new SXE 300 series turbo. So these come from 62 millimeter, great for your tow truck, all the way up to the 369, which gives you a lot of flow for for racing or that hot street truck. We were giving away one turbo, and every $100 you spend is an entry into that giveaway. It only takes one ticket to win, but obviously the more you spend, the more chances you have to win a new SXE turbo. Now the way this Turbo Tuner works is one end plugs into your wastegate actuator on your turbo right here. The other end, usually we pull this from the cold side over in the cylinder head after the intercooler, so it's a little cooler boost running through these plastic lines. Run that from the head, mount this in the cab, or the other end to the wastegate actuator, and then you have full control of your wastegate on the fly in the cab. Stay tuned for a short video where we're actually going to demonstrate this on a turbo, and you can see exactly how it works, how it adjusts, and all the little boost ratio cool things it does.
Okay, welcome to Power Driven Diesel's demonstration of our new Turbo Tuner. This is our wastegate tuning device that you can drive down the road. A lot of boost controllers in the market. Most of them are made for gasoline engines. This one's designed specifically for turbo diesels. The difference being is a bleed orifice. All of those have a bleed in them that it just bleeds out boost externally. And they do that so you can have a place for the pressure to go when you let off the gas. You need the pressure to go away so this thing can go back to closed. And on a gasser, that's not a big problem because they cruise around under vacuum, and when you're under boost you won't hear that bleed orifice anyway. But in a turbo diesel that cruises around at boost all the time, for one, it's a leak, which is annoying, and two, you're going to hear it in your cab, so you can't mount it inside your cab. I tried, it didn't work. So this one is the first that I know of boost control designed only for turbo diesels, and that all of the relief for relieving this pressure is all done internally. There's no boost leak, there's no bleed orifice, and we can control it while we drive down the road. So right now I have this thing wide open. It's as if there's no air in there at all. And so what we're going to do is we're going to simulate turbo boost via compressed air to see how this thing reacts in real life situations. So right now we have no boost. If you watch these gauges, you'll see how much boost gets to this thing. So I'm going to slowly increase this. Right now we have about 5, and there's about 10. It just moved. At 10 psi we just cracked this thing. And so now there's no pressure on this thing here. I can actually kind of move this little thing here. So the pressure is going to be from inside. There'll be 10 psi inside the turbine housing or more, pushing this thing open. So right now we have a drive pressure bleed. It's going to open up and start bleeding drive pressure. Not a lot. You'll still be able to make boost with this, but it is going to slow down your response a touch. Now as your boost increases on this particular one, now we're starting to move here. We're at 15 psi. You can see it starting to move here. 20 psi. And so now it's diverting enough that it's going to really start slowing down your response. You're about to where you're going to make boost on this one a little bit more. Now you're up to 30 psi. It's got a lot of travel. How much do we need for max travel? For 35. 35. Now, after 35, it traveled no further. So this thing reaches max travel at 35 psi. So you are wastegating maximum wastegate potential of this turbine housing at 35 psi. So you're, if you had enough fuel to get that high, you'll get to 35. If you have more fuel, you may get higher. If you have enough, but that's swim opening right there, and it starts to crack open at 10. And so, we want to slow that down. I'd rather have it for turbo diesel. For one, we're going to want a lot more boost than that. Any performance application on a diesel truck is going to need way more than that amount of boost. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to adjust this. What this does is this is going to stop all boost from the turbocharger reaching this side, the actuator housing, until our preset amount, which is whatever we decide to be. So right now I'm just going to do right there, just a few turns. We'll do some trial and error. This is going to stop the boost from this side to that side until a certain number, at which point it'll let it through. And here we go. Let's see what happens. So now we're at 5, nothing through, 10, nothing through. So we now have 10 pounds of boost, and this thing has full closure. All the spring pressure is holding this tight. Before this, we were starting to lose drive pressure. Right now we have not lost any. Let's go a little higher. See, we start. There's 15. Okay, so about 14 is where it cracked. You'll notice this here is about 15 pounds of boost. This is about 1 pound of boost. So whatever pressure you have on this side, this is going to be 1 for 1. So if this cracks at 15, and you're now at 20 psi over here, this is going to be 5. So it's going to be 1-to-1 ratio. Any amount of boost over cracking pressure here, you'll just have that amount over here. So if you got 25 here, you have 5. 30 over here, 30. If 20 is your cracking pressure. So you'll notice that these are very different. So even though we have 20 pounds of, well, let's go up to 20 pounds of boost here. Let's see. Okay, so 20 pounds of boost. We have about 9 to 10 pounds of pressure over here. So this probably cracked at around 10 psi, and I just went past it. So we have 10 psi going here. So now we're at 20 pounds of boost, and this thing is now just about to crack. I can see now it's light. There's no pressure here. This thing is now taking the tension off the spring. And so now as we go up, let's go up to see when it fully opens. We're at 30 pounds of boost, and we're at about a little shy of 20 pounds of wastegate pressure. Now we're up to about 40 pounds of boost, and we're about to not quite 30 pounds of wastegate pressure. So we need to go to get to full travel. We're about 45 pounds of boost, and we're to maximum wastegate travel. So that's going to speed up your response a lot. Maybe that's not enough. Maybe we want a lot more than that. So that may yield, depending on your fueling setup and what you've done in your truck, that may yield 40 pounds of boost, 45, I'm not sure, but you'll be able to play with this while you're driving. Give it, floor it, see what it does, let off, make an adjustment, floor it again, see what it does, let off, make an adjustment. That's how you turn your turbo. So I'm going to say I want some more. That was a little bit too lazy for me. I want the wastegate closed a little bit longer. So I made a few turns here. Let's see what we get. Okay, now up to 10 psi, nothing. 15 psi, still no pressure through. 20 psi, still no pressure through. This thing is still as tight as if it was no pressure. Doesn't even know there's any pressure here. Really good turbo response. It's moving up hard. Okay, we cracked around 23, it looked like. So now let's get to 30 pounds of boost here. So 30 pounds of boost, we are at 10 psi. Okay, so this one's right at 20 psi when this thing cracked. This thing didn't let anything through till around 20, 25 or so. Now this thing has just released, so we're at 30 pounds of boost, and this thing is now just cracking a touch, and it's already making some good power. So now we're going to see what we need. You might not even, now we're to 35, and we're to 15, just like before. As this goes up 5, this goes up 5. It's just going to kind of match itself. So now we're to 40 pounds of boost, and we're at 20 pounds there. 45, 25. So this is about a 20 over on this one. And so to get to, we're going to have to get about 55 pounds of boost to get our 35 here. So we're at 55 pounds of boost before we get full travel. And so that's just how this works. And you can adjust all this while you drive down the road. And you'll see as the boost gets off, there's no bleed orifice. What you're hearing over here is a regulator if you hear anything. But the boost can bleed back and go up, turbo goes up. This is still well behind your boost. You're controlling it all with this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to show you how this works on the dyno. We have it hooked up on a test truck. We're going to show you how to tune this and what things will really be helpful when tuning this on a real truck.